Welcome to Matnum for November 2024. So like every month, I'm going to talk about computational photography, talking about my own computational algorithms and apps. And yeah, just before, we're going to start with the photocollective keywords. It's a first for those videos, but every month with the photocollectives, we have the computer draw 3 words on which you can practice. So basically, you have hashtags and words. You can publish them on social media if you need to, if you want to share it with others. Go out and take photos and try to take pictures that correspond to the words. The hashtag PCLLTV is something you can put in your posts, as well as the words, whatever fits you. But the 3 words this month is try, T-R-Y, toward, and indicate. And if you can make pictures that evoke those words, 1, 2, 3, all of them, awesome. Okay, let's go directly to the first images. So as promised, here we have the contact sheets, and that's the first full contact sheet I did with ViCa. So this month it's going to be almost exclusively ViCa and Camare. And so those are the virtual film rolls, stock basically, which you load in my apps using the QR code. And they will provide the information for the Insaturator, the film Relator, and the Variator values. And that's one of the first films I fully tried. And yeah, if you film the QR code with your iPhone, it doesn't work with Android for now, then you will automatically be able to load that film in your app, a compatible app. And here it's going to be almost only ViCa, because I was testing it, and you're going to see how I developed it. So you get those contact sheets that you can print, and then you can store if you want to. And yeah, it lets you edit differently. And for example, here's one of the pictures from the roll using flash on those 2 traffic cones. Or here, just walking around trying to make some photos with some vibes. Again, printing those contact sheets is interesting. Sometimes also some of the photos are really, really terrible, so you will throw them away. And the contact sheet might be a way to keep track of your process and all the pictures you've taken, even the bad ones. The old school way. Here again, 2 pictures of trees in a cemetery in central Reykjavik, using this preset, which I really like. This virtual film stock. I think it's interesting to work that way. I've been since the beginning. So when I started experimenting in 2005-06, before actually the iPhone, working on filters on smartphone, they weren't smartphone, but camera phones at the time, trying to make it more sensual. That was basically the goal, try to have some kind of experience that really brings you to photography the old school way. This process, here again, 2 pictures, same film roll, same film stock. The idea of really taking the time to take the picture and knowing kind of how it's going to react, but not going into the post-processing too much, just capturing with those pre-selected processes. Here was the flash, same film stock. I thought this film stock was pretty interesting. I really had lots of pleasure using it, so I hope you'll use it yourself. Here I show you again this contact sheet with the QR code, and actually have all the pictures that I've taken with no cheat, even the bad ones. So this month was also time to experiment with different things. Obviously, I always test my apps, and here it's with those borders, which gives more materiality to the photos that look like instant photographs, like coming out of a Polaroid or a Fuji Instax camera. Just took pictures of potatoes being grilled. I don't know, I kind of like those photos. I'm not providing the QR code because it's kind of basic, but I kind of like those photos. Here too, one on the left I was developing, and I had this shadow from the sun, so it was interesting with this process. Or the picture on the right, using multi-exposure. ViCa lets you do it. If you slide the trigger up, you turn on or off the multi-exposure mode. Same with Camare through the experimental editor. Yeah, let's go to another contact sheet now that we have them. Different treatment. Here you have the QR code if you want to use it. This is the mix of darkened Berg, which gives those really bright, colorful images. Let's see a few. As you can see, you have this the Filmator adds this sort of very digital grain, but at the same time you have those color mapping, which are kind of weird. They were developed for my own practice, so I know why I did it and why I liked it, but if you want to use it in certain circumstances, I think it really gets you to a really interesting result, very different. As you can see here again with those two pictures in the nightclub on the left or simply Reykjavik neighborhoods on the right. If you want to use it, here's an enlarged version of the QR code. I think it's an interesting practice using this. I like this film stock. Going to Camare. Here we saw, if you've seen my serial series with traditional cameras, I've taken pictures of a concert of Gus Gus in the Harpa, the Youth Opera in Reykjavik, great place. And I thought this picture was really interesting in terms of the style, how it rendered, gave a good impression of the sensation of the concert. So yeah, here I'm sharing the QR code. That events you can take in really different circumstances with really different image qualities, like here a limited amount of colors. That's the ViCa Insaturator with another Filmator. Actually, yeah, no, it's another Filmator. It's KD Adent 200 Plus. I thought it was also interesting, another way of representing that concert here. You have the QR code. Again, those can be imported into ViCa now. V2 is out, so you can download it. And you can do a whole roll of film using it. Or concerts. Again, I think it's interesting. This concert was the lights were really red, so you didn't really have much color, really bright, the usual concert vibes. But using Haben and KD ADAF 200 as a Filmator above on top, I got that result, and I really like that film stock. So here's the QR code if you want to have fun with it. Yeah, and that will be the first part of Matnum for this November 2024. So again, don't hesitate to ask questions, post comments, give suggestions. Yeah, hopefully that was a little bit entertaining and will push you to go and take pictures, give you some inspiration, and catch you next time.